Welcome to the Beehive with Double B. If you're here for Cupid, you want to go about just 2 minutes in or so. But first, very important, my theme song.
You're now entering the Beehive with your host, Double B.
Welcome to the Beehive. I'm your host, Double B, aka Bobby. And I wanted to start off this episode by giving a big shout out to Maurice. Maurice is the producer who made the intro beat that you're hearing right now. So look him up, Maurice, Shelton, Washington, dope producer. We got a really special episode. Today we're talking with an artist who has wrote a song that went 4 times platinum. And it's not just a regular, seasonal hit or something. This is a song that's going to live generation after generation. We're talking today with Cupid, the man who wrote the Cupid Shuffle. So we had a great conversation. He got into just some really, really interesting stuff, especially around the end. So I'd encourage you to stick around through the whole episode if you have the time. Welcome to the Beehive. Let's do it. Times platinum. How's it going, Cupid?
I'm doing well, man. Ready to get back out on this road, man.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing is sort of, it seems like you do a lot of big shows and you're consistently touring. How,
Yep.
you think that's going to come back anytime soon? Or what do you think the future of big shows is?
I think so. I mean, nothing that a little alcohol and some parties can't cure,
Uh-huh.
People gonna want to go out, man. They can only stay inside for so long, before interaction becomes, back the thing to do. And I just feel like, socially, man, the football team's not finna give up all that money, man, and stuff like that. Like a lot of these economies require these huge festivals and huge sporting events to exist. So I think it's gonna be all right.
Yeah. What's it looking like there? It's opening up a little in Louisiana?
Yeah. It actually opened up on Saturday, and it's light. They can only have a certain amount of people in certain restaurants and stuff like that. But it's getting there. It's gonna happen. We've experienced swine flu and Ebola, and every 2-3 years is something else. So I think, just like we persevere through those, it's gonna come and go.
Yeah, we'll get through it. Well, I want to talk a little bit about you and, Cupid Shuffle. What was your life like before the Cupid Shuffle, like immediately before and immediately after? How did it change?
Well, I've been doing blues, man. I was a blues singer from 2004 to 2007, and then before that, I was doing bounce music, like Louisiana bounce music, because I'm from Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just a local guy performing between Houston and Jackson, Mississippi, and doing my thing on that circuit. And when I made Cupid Shuffle, I had absolutely no idea it would go big. I had no plans on it going big. I just put it out because I DJ. I started DJing. I started playing it at the club. I DJ and it just changed my life. It was, the most unexpected thing ever, man.
Yeah. Well, that song is in a rare category. I'd put it with YMCA or the Macarena or something. It's a timeless song. They're always playing at weddings and get-togethers, and it seems like it's still going strong too.
Yeah, it is, man. Every generation that comes out is new. So when you get these 6 and 7-year-old kids, down, do your dance. I mean, every generation it becomes a new wave, man, and then every maybe 5-6 months it goes viral for something. It's nonstop.
It seems like Cupid Shuffle especially appeals to youth, like young kids, like you're saying, 6 or 7. Why do you think that is? So many kids connect with it.
I mean, it's simple. It's simple. A lot of these new dance songs, you got 900 different moves to backspin around, turn, dip, slide. If you're not between the ages of 10 and 16, you're probably not gonna do them in the club or anywhere like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the old school do my dance because it's easy, and the youngsters do it too. So simple works.
Yeah, totally. Well, and you've done other television too. I know you've talked a lot about being on The Voice before. My question for you is, you're a platinum selling artist, and then you go on this show and they didn't pick you. Was part of you like, what the heck? I'm a platinum selling artist.
Nah, man, it wasn't that. It was some behind the scenes stuff, man. When you go on The Voice, you got to sign a contract and you got to give up something. And I was opposed to giving up all my rights to the Cupid Shuffle, so that's why they didn't turn.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. So it was a like political thing. Like they were told you can't turn for this.
Yeah, because I wouldn't sign the contract. Mm-hmm. So the day of the blind auditions, they was like, did you sign? I'm like, no, I'm not signing that. We got to negotiate that because I'm not giving you any rights to that. It was either go home, and I had been out there 2 months. So it was either go home and act like it didn't happen, or just take advantage of the fact that I was going to be in front of 47 million people and sing my song. I knew they wasn't going to turn around, but I knew I was going to collect all the iTunes sales. So it was a roll of the dice, man. And, I really couldn't say what was going on initially, but the only reason why I really went was because there was an artist by the name of Javier Colon, who had won season 1. And Javier was signed to Capitol. So they sent the email out to cats who had deals before. So it wasn't like, I just went on there. Like they sent emails out to artists that wanted to be on it. I wouldn't sign the papers, bro. And so that, I was like, nah, y'all not gonna own this. And they did their thing. I did mine, bro.
Well, that's a huge opportunity regardless. Do you keep in touch with like Mystical or other rappers?
Yeah, especially during the quarantine time, man. Mystical, I keep in touch with him often. Mia X, I keep in touch with her a lot. And, a bunch of my buddies, my boy Duran from 112, my boy Mike from 112, a bunch of cats. I always check in and chime in on, make sure they good.
Yeah. So your dad was a pastor, and I heard that's some of the early ways that you got into music was through the church.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. What was that like, having your dad as a pastor? And
it was cool, man. Normally they say the preacher's children are the wildest ones.
Yeah.
So, I was cutting up, man, but I always promised my dad that, because he didn't want me to do secular music at the beginning. So I would always tell him, I'm just not going to curse. Like, I was like, I let me do music, but I won't curse. So I made that promise to him 20 years ago. And I still, till this day, I try to keep my music clean,
That was one thing I noticed when I listen to your songs. It's usually it's always the clean edit.
Yeah.
You grew up in the church. Your dad was a pastor. You make secular music, and then this song just totally takes off. It gets huge. Did you ever get into like that rock star life at all?
I had fun, no doubt. But nothing out the box, man. I'm a country boy, and I surround myself with people who gonna tell me no and put me in my place. So anytime I got out of line or was getting close to getting out of line, my buddies, they pull me back in quick, like to reality.
Yeah, that's what you need, is good people around you.
Yeah.
Your parents were supportive through the whole process, or were there times they were like, time to get a job or something, or did they just always believe in you?
No, man. I mean, I was in college on a track scholarship. I was running track.
Yeah.
So, and I was going to school to be a coach and a teacher. So, of course not, man. Like, where I'm from, nobody gets a record deal. So I'm talking about getting a record deal, and they're like, whatever, you need to go to school and get a job and get it together.
What was it like collaborating with B.O.B.? It's like he's one of the, best rappers. Was that exciting, or were you a big B.O.B. fan?
When I got with him, it was through the label, and he wasn't like, this was before Nothing But You. This is before like Bruno Mars and all of that stuff. So at the time, we were both just two dudes. They was like, we got a new kid on the label named B.O.B. and you a new kid on the label, Cupid, we just gonna put y'all on a record. Like, and that's kind of how that happened, at the time. And I mean, shoot, man, B.O.B. is a monster, bro. So it was just cool. I can always, have that notch under my belt that I work with such a super dope rapper.
Were you all in the studio together?
No, man. When I did my album, so much was going on so fast. A lot of the features, I didn't get a chance to work with cats because, I mean, the Cupid Shuffle was out. Like, it was in the streets. It was just on fire. So, we didn't have a lot of those sit down studio sessions that I would like to have. But, like I say, just having him on a big record like 369 is a big deal.
Yeah, totally. Nice. What do you think are you still religious today?
Yeah, I mean, I believe in God, man. I don't get a chance to go to church as much just because I'm always on the road. I mean, I've been going more now, since I've just been home. But, man, I definitely believe in a strong higher power, man, which is God. And you got to believe in something, man. I feel like, the way things are today, man, a little faith ain't never hurt nobody,
Yeah. It seems like we're all going through a difficult time, or the whole world is, in a way. Do you think there's some lesson to be drawn from this, or what do you think the universe or God or anything is trying to teach us right now?
Man, I think God like, it's funny you say that because I feel like Mother Earth was just pissed.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think too. Yeah.
So much going on, man. And so, yeah, man, she was mad, man. And she sat us on our butts and was like, now all y'all sit down and understand that the money you chasing and the fame you chasing don't mean nothing if I say so. So it brought everybody back to reality and loving their families and loving, just the little things, man, that we take for granted. So hopefully, I think all the people that get that lesson, man, are gonna live a better life.
What's your message to everyone who's really going through it right now, or what would you say to all the Cupid fans there?
Man, you can't have a rainbow without rain, man. I'm from Louisiana. 2005, we experienced one of the biggest natural disasters of all time in Hurricane Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
So, you get a situation like this, I'm a living witness that it's gonna be okay. At the end of the day, just believe, man. Believe, lean on your resources if you have them, and just know that joy come in the morning. It's coming.
Yeah. I heard you have like 300 songs down or something. How do you stay inspired to keep writing or coming up with new ideas and melodies?
Everything I hear on the radio. Everything I hear on the radio. Some days I listen to my son listening to NLE Chopper, kind of crazy stuff like that. And then I turn my radio on Heart and Soul and listen to some new, Jaheim or something. And, it'll be one line that'll catch my attention, or, I'll be having a conversation with a homie and he'll be like, hey man, such and such and such. And then I just jot it down. Like music is infinite. You know what I mean? So you could never run out of things to talk about. The catch with writing is you got to be fearless. You just got to write whatever the hell you want to write and just make it sound good, because these songwriters, sometimes they tell you, oh, here's how you write a song. Nah, you just say what the hell you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And you just make it clever, and I think people run out of stuff to write about when they're trying to do it under a certain way. But me, man, I got a song called Cornbread and Greens. I ain't care. Like you know what I'm saying? I'll write about anything, bro.
Yeah. I lead a youth music nonprofit in Olympia, and I teach youth who've had challenging lives songwriting and stuff. What do you think is like a beginner performance technique? Like, what would you advise a 15-year-old who's just getting into being on stage? Like, do you have any tricks or things you do to captivate a crowd?
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you, man. I played football in high school and ran track, and I was a jerk. Like, if I scored on you, I would dance. I was the entertainer, bro. Everything I did was an entertainer. So it was kind of born. I was kind of born with it. Like, I look at a lot of old tapes, VHS tapes. I dub a lot of, like, when I was performing, like in '99 and 2000, and and it's like dude, I didn't care. I was out of control, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of them types of things where, like, as an entertainer, you got to kind of go on and say, have that, like, I'm about to give you a show, and I don't care how you feel about it, you're going to like it attitude. Like, it takes a very cocky attitude to be on stage and deliver a performance. It's, you know, I can't say that I can teach it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like got to be in you. If you're super shy, you know, you're going to have to figure that out on your own. But I tell you, with me, it was nothing, man. It's like, I don't care if it's a bunch of nuns. Y'all finna dance. Get up. I'm going to sing these songs and you're going to like them. So it's a very high level of arrogance that comes with delivering a good performance.
I heard you're a wrestling fan. I talked to Buff Bagwell a few weeks ago. He was an interesting dude.
On, man.
And so you grew up a fan of wrestling, though. Did you see like live shows as a kid, or?
Man, when I was young, man, my dad used to take us to the Centroplex. They used to come here to Lafayette, Junkyard Dog, and the Von Erichs, bruh, and you know, Butch Hacksaw, Butch Reed, and all of that, bro. So, and you know, even now, like, you know, me and my buddies, we some grown adults, we have WrestleMania parties. Like, we refuse to have one this year because I refused to watch WrestleMania with no fans. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't gonna do that to my heart. It was gonna taint wrestling forever. But yeah, we WrestleMania party. We do it up, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing that's a bummer right now is no fans. You know, it'd be like performing to no crowd or something. And I'm happy there's at least still something happening. You know, like I was glad there was a WrestleMania, but it's way different. Do you have any favorite wrestlers right now?
My favorite wrestler, bro, is what's my boy name? Becky Lynch, baby daddy.
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, man.
Yeah.
It just didn't come to my mind. So I'm gonna tell you, man, I met Seth Rollins in the airport one day. He was walking. It was early in the morning in Atlanta. And I walked up to him and I was like, yo, I know who you are, dog. Can I just get a quick picture? And he laughed, you know? So boom. So then I started following him on Instagram. And about 2 weeks later, they were wrestling here in Lafayette. And he came work out to my CrossFit gym where I work out at.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, whoa. So I got my son to meet him and stuff. I checked my son out of school and everything. I was like, oh, we're going to be Seth Rollins. So, yeah, bro, you know, I like Seth. Seth was cool, man. You know, he reminds me of an old Tully Blanchard. Like, he could actually really wrestle, you know?
Yeah, no, he's good. When you meet people like that, like you see other celebrities in the airport, do you just approach them as like, I'm just a regular person, or you're like, hey, Cupid of Cupid Shuffle?
Oh, I thought of Cupid in all the time, man. Because you know, you don't want to. I used to go to the ticket, you know. So, oh yeah, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Cupid, man. You know, Cupid Shuffle, right? Yeah, like yeah, that's me. So woo, 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 you know, and it's always good.
Yeah, I know fitness is a big part of your life too, and you have a fitness program. How did you create that, or what inspired you to do that?
You know, I was 260 pounds at one point, man, and I needed to lose weight, but we were on the road at the time. So I would take all my line dances and I would add aerobic movements to them, and henceforth created Q-aerobics.
I don't know. Is it for everyone, or?
Yeah. I mean,
a dancer to do it?
No, because I give you all the instructions, man. All the directions, everything. It's not like Zumba, you know. Shout out to Zumba, but it's not like just some big choreography. It's like repetitive. It's line dancing, so it's over and over. You know, so it's pretty cool.
Did you have any like challenges or obstacles on your path, or you know, I'm sure it wasn't always just a smooth situation.
Oh no, I mean, I live in Lafayette, Louisiana, man. Like, I live in a small town. A lot of people don't get record deals here, so just the challenges of just day to day, like learning the game and not making sure that I don't get screwed over and not making bad decisions. Getting people to understand my lingo and my genre and my sound.
Yeah,
that was real tough, you know, because you know, East Coast they do what they do. I mean, now it's different, but back in 07, the East Coast was the East Coast, the West Coast was the West Coast, and if you had a dance song, you was just a crummy novelty, whatever, you know. And so I dealt with that, but you know, At the end of the day, man, the only way that I can be stopped is if I stop. So I just keep cranking them. I just keep throwing spaghetti at the refrigerator until something sticks.
Do you think of yourself as a representative of Louisiana? Like you're promoting Louisiana culture to the world?
Oh, absolutely, in its purest form. Because Cupid Shuffle is a Zydeco record. A lot of people don't know what Zydeco is. So that's one of the most authentic Southwest Louisiana Creole home-based music that we have. So I think I'm grassroots Louisiana all day.
What do you think are like mistakes a lot of artists are making?
I would say to the ones who's not out there big right now, I just think a lot of them lazy, bro. Like, I mean, coming up, man, we used to have to put posters on the telephone poles and call DJs, and now they want to just email you and be like, "Yo, check out my song." Like, nah, let's have a conversation and let's get a relationship so I can check your stuff out. You know, people just think it's like I'm gonna blast a song on an email and just gonna just go, but you still got to build relationships and talk to people and do podcasts and stuff like this in order to keep your business growing. And I just think a lot of cats just, you know, after Soulja Boy, they're like, oh, I'm just gonna put something on the internet, it's gonna blow up, and you know, it's a rude awakening. I mean, you might have one or two that might blow up, but it ain't everybody.
Yeah, it's sort of a 1 in a million type situation.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like you still have a strong audience and you're consistently making music and traveling the world. Do you have any interesting stories when, you know, something just went crazy in Japan or something?
Oh man, I got too many, man. We toured Germany and we got kidnapped by the Russian Mafia.
What?
And yeah, man, and they contacted the embassy and everything, and we performed with this guy. And long story short, he didn't pay us our money at all and dropped us at the airport in a van. They picked us up in a van with no seats in it and just dropped us at the airport. And it was like, we ain't paying you the money. So it was crazy.
Yeah. So what is like, how were you actually kidnapped? Like
Well, we were performing with a promoter from Germany. Shout out to Sonny, the brown boy. And this other promoter contacted him. And he was like, hey, we want to pay Cupid to come do some more shows while we out here. So I was like, cool. You know, so we get in the car, we driving, and we get there, and all of the accommodations weren't what we asked for. So we had to do 3 shows. It was three shows. The first show, somebody broke into the club and raided the club while we were in there.
Oh.
And that's when everything kind of went down, man. After that, we raided the club. We didn't get any money. We didn't have no way to get back to the hotel because we in Germany. You know what I mean? And then the guy came get us later. So by that time, he was just like pissed because he had got robbed that night when they broke into the club. And then, long story short, man, we did this show for this other guy. You know, it was just one of the Russian Mafia's guys' friends. They were just making us do shows everywhere because, like, to say, we got you, just go perform. Oh. And we didn't have no choice. I mean, you know, we got 2 big Russian dudes with some guns and sticks, and we just got to perform. So the last day we were there, you know, he was like, man, please make sure we get to the airport. It's like, yeah. I mean, when he drove us there, they just pulled up in a van with no seats in it. Said, get in the back. Threw us in the back, and they dropped us off. And when they dropped us off, they're like, we're not paying you no money.
Damn.
So, yeah.
So they kidnapped you. They made you do 3 shows and then just dropped you off not paying. That's wild. Like, that must have been scary, you know?
Stupid scary. Like, yeah. I mean, all in between, man, they would like just, like, when we would go to eat, we couldn't eat what we wanted to eat. They would make us sit down on the ground and, like, throw pizza boxes at us, dog. Like, throw pizza at us. Yeah. It was, hey, dog, it was the craziest thing I've ever experienced in my life. After that, I never traveled without somebody, you know, that's strapped and ready to rock, because I was gullible and young and didn't understand what was going on, and it could have got bad.
Was this post Cupid Shuffle or before?
Yeah, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is post. This is 2008, like the year afterward. Yeah.
Wow. So that's like, you're a huge star, especially right then, and they just can kidnap stars like that. That's a bold move.
Well, that's a long time ago, bro. That was 2008. That was over, almost 15 years ago. So honestly, man, we just went to Germany to get the bread, and the first couple of times we went to Germany, it was love. Like
Yeah.
the promoter that we were dealing with was the best. But and he warned us. He was like, "Man, I wouldn't go do the show with those other guys if I were you, but they offered me more money."
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, "Oh man, nah," but they offered me like double the money. So I'm gonna go get this and zoom back. And nah, man, it was a whole fiasco, man, a whole scam.
What would you say to those people that kidnapped you if they were listening to this?
Nothing, nothing, dog. That's the Russian Mafia, dog. We cool.
You don't want
we
anything
good.
to do with them. Yeah.
I'm straight over here, bro. Hope y'all doing good, bro. No,
Uh-huh.
not a word.
Smart answer, definitely. Well, wow. Though that's just an amazing story, and I'm glad you got out of that okay.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, me too, bro. It's crazy.
So I was thinking, you had Cupid Shuffle. That was a huge, 4 times platinum song, and then you still release a lot of music. Can you appreciate like if you release a song and it does 350,000 listens on Spotify? Are you excited about that, or are you like, oh, that's not quite Cupid Shuffle? Like,
man, look, bro, lightning don't normally strike twice in the same spot. So the first probably 6 years of my career, I spent trying to make another Cupid Shuffle, and that was like one of the biggest mistakes ever because I was trying to make something that I didn't make for the intentions that it acquired. So when I make a song now, the only people I make music for is my fans. I mean, that's it. Like, I can't please nobody else. I can't make somebody else go to download my stuff. The only the people who truly support me, that music is for them. So, if I do 10,000, I'm excited. I mean, it don't really matter because I got the golden ticket. But, anything else that sticks after that is a blessing.
Yeah, you've lived your dream.
Oh, yeah, man. And at the end of the day, man, I could be 90 years old sitting down on a bar stool. Let me sing this to y'all. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm always ready to get that check, man.
I'm sure, like, when you're 80, 90, that song is still going to be in rotation at the parties and stuff. Well, I want to give you a chance to just talk to all the Cupid fans out there. Do you have anything you want to say to people or let people know about?
Yeah, man. Y'all can check out. I got my own fragrance line, man. It's called
oh, cool.
It's called Bells and Bowls, man. This is Bowls right here, man. This is the cologne, Bowls, and then Bells is the perfume, and I got that going on. That's doing very well, man. You can order it at bellsandbowls.com. I got a new video coming out June 1st. I'll take that. It's gonna be out everywhere. Everywhere you can watch videos. And that's gonna be hot. And I got a bunch of very super cool singles and videos coming out for the remainder of the year. So I'm excited just to start hitting y'all with some new visuals.
Keep it up, man. And just again, thank you for taking the time to talk with me.
No, man, listen, thank you and all of your followers and listeners for the platform, man. I appreciate it. If y'all want to hit me up, again, it's official New Cupid on Instagram. I answer my own Instagram. So let's chop it up and, much love, man.
Cupid was just such a cool guy, I mean, this guy has done everything there is to do in music. He wrote a classic song, and he's still doing his thing, and he's just still down to earth and cool. So you got to respect that. Next week, we're going to be talking to Gabby of Olympic Cards and Comics. We're going to be learning about the charity work they're doing. I mean, the comics place it's basically its own community and its own community center. So we're going to get to know them a little bit, hear what they're all about. It's going to be a lot of fun. Please like our Facebook page. Give this episode a share. This is something new. We're trying to get this out there, and sharing it really makes a difference to us. Subscribe on YouTube, and we'll be back next week. Peace.